Good afternoon and welcome to the end of week market review for Friday, December 14th, 2012. Before we get started with today's presentation, we are going to ask that you pause this video while you give the disclaimer a quick read. Once you're done, you can go ahead and press play. We've got a few things that we are going to be covering today. We're going to be covering everything from the market news to daily and weekly charts on both the S&P and the TSX. We'll then go ahead and take a look at the volatility index review. Given the week, though, we didn't have any picks that jumped out to us as great trading candidates, especially with the last few days starting their decline. So we can see that the fiscal cliff is the ongoing theme right now with the concerns of the overall market conditions. We can see that the Dow Jones is down about 0.15% from last week's close, with the S&P 500 down 0.32%. We could also see that oil is currently up 0.94% from last week. It is now at $86.76 per barrel. Silver is down 2.35% from last week, now to $32.36 per ounce. Gold is down 0.49% from last week, putting it to $1,695.20 per ounce. And finally, the US-Canadian pair is down 0.46% from last week. It is now at 0.9859 pips. Alright, so we can see that the economic reports did end up proving a little bit better than expected, with a jobless report of 343,000 in contrast to the 375,000 that we were expecting. So that was a definite positive thing from the markets. Looking at the S&P 500, though, we can see that we are now looking for some support around 1410. This is after we see that the support level has been broken from a trend line that was established back through September and October. The MACD is declining bullish, and with the black line just crossing down below the blue line. Looking at the S&P on a weekly chart, we can see that we did end up breaking down below some key support levels that were established back in July, August. Now they are starting to rise again, and even if they did break down, we don't need to be too concerned because we know that the cycle low is around 1300. So it really could have gone down as low as 1300 as long as it's worked itself back up and is continuing its upward trend. Now the TSX is looking a little bit better on the daily chart. We can see that it is looking for some support around 12,250. And this is with the MACD flat bullish and with the black line over the blue line. The MACD is flat bullish, which means that things could go either which way. Now, if they do end up rising, it could end up going up to our overhead resistance that was established back in September. Where we lose confidence in the TSX, though, is when we look at the weekly chart. We can see that they are being pinched in between two lines here, with our cycle lows getting lower and our cycle highs getting higher. It really is a guess as to which way it's going to go, but if they will continue to be influenced by the way the US markets are going, we could expect a decline. Volatility indicator is showing an increase in volatility with it up to 17. What we know is that we need to make sure that the volatility indicator is within a manageable realm, and right now it seems to be a little bit more volatile once it gets into the 18 mark. Certainly there's a lot more room to go before it gets into a critical state where it would be in the 30s. So we do have a lot of ground that we need to cover before we can say the markets are looking bad. So with that said, if you have any further questions, feel free to contact us at either the email, which is listed here, or the phone number. Just make sure that when you call us, you're dialing extension number 5. So with that said, this has been the end of week market review for Friday, December 14th, 2012. Ciao for now.